take care of you. Ella Henderson on Vibe 107.6. You're with me, Noah Abrahams. And joining me on the line now on the Drive Show is the elected Mayor of Watford, Peter Taylor. Good evening, Peter. How are you?
I'm very well, Noah. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. So, loads going on at the moment, from football to lightning lockdowns, and I think that's where we're going to start this evening, if that's okay. They're a really hot topic at the moment. It's essentially where a town... if I'm wrong, correct me, but it's essentially where a town can put themselves into a lockdown. If Watford had to go into a lightning lockdown, how would that work if ever we needed to go into one?
Yeah, so we're keeping a close eye on the information that comes through every day. Unfortunately, over the last week or two, we've had a very, very small number of COVID cases. And what the Prime Minister announced last week was that if there was an outbreak, then local councils got more power to, say, close down a particular workplace or to stop an event to make sure that the virus doesn't spread quickly. So I think it's good that councils have got more powers, and we're looking at all the details of that and working really closely with the NHS and the County Council and other people as well to make sure that we can keep people safe.
And you mentioned power. You joined the district council leaders of all political parties in Hertfordshire this week, or last week, to oppose the proposal of abolishing our councils and creating a single unitary council of 1.2 million people for Hertfordshire. How concerned are you, and should the Watford residents be worried about this new idea?
Yeah, so it's something that central governments are very keen on. So Dominic Cummings thinks it's a good idea to get rid of lots and lots of councils. I think the most important thing is that local residents, get good representation. They know who to go to if there's a problem. I think having one council for the whole of Hertfordshire, so everyone, Hemel, Stevenage, right over to Broxbourne, I think that's too big. 1.2 million people. I don't think it'd be a good thing for residents. And all the 10 district council leaders in Hertfordshire think it's a bad idea right across different parties. So we've made it really clear that we don't think it's a good idea. We're happy to look at restructuring. But the other thing to say is that over the last few weeks and months, everyone working for Watford Council has been working flat out to help people with, obviously, COVID. I don't think it's a good time to be reorganising. Actually, we should get on with helping people, making sure everyone can stay safe and supporting our local economy.
Is it a bit of an insult that it's being suggested to get rid of the local councils after the hard work they've done during this really difficult time?
Yeah, I think it's really, really bad timing. As I say, we've worked very, very hard with local charities. We've been housing homeless people. We've been supporting our businesses, doing everything we can. I think we should be concentrating on that. We've got a huge economic challenge, and we've also got a big pandemic at the same time. So we should be concentrating on that rather than restructuring local government, which I think is a distraction.
And local businesses, as you mentioned there, are really important to Watford. And the government, when August comes around, are introducing 50% off discounts on eating out in the UK, in England certainly, and it will apply to Watford. It's between Monday and Wednesdays on weekdays. Will it just be the chain restaurants in Watford signing up to the scheme? Will it be independent restaurants? What do you think is going to happen with Watford?
I think it'll be loads of local restaurants. So I'd really encourage people to support the local restaurants. I know that our environmental health team, they've been working with all the local businesses to help them to open up safely. I was actually talking with taxi drivers today about the work we've done to make our taxis safe by training taxi drivers, putting in barriers. So I'd encourage people to support local businesses. And, we're working with our restaurants. Lots of them have got outdoor seating available, as well as our cafes and our pubs. And as you say, throughout August, there'll be these discounts available. So I'd encourage those people who can to support our local businesses, because it's really good for our local economy, and it's also good, I think, for people's mental health and well-being to kind of get out of the house and go and meet other people in local restaurants.
It absolutely is. Have you got a favourite restaurant, Peter? What's your favourite restaurant to visit?
Good question.
Any you've been missing?
I do go to L'Artista quite often, which is good. The Florist is very good, obviously, for cocktails. So I'm pretty much happy in any restaurant, to be honest with you.
So the restaurants in Watford are all very, very good, so I can understand why it's hard to choose. People going back to restaurants, people going back to work, to offices. Can we expect the roads to get busier with more people back in the office now?
I think we should gradually see roads getting a bit busier. One of the things I'm really keen on is having other ways for people to travel around the town. So the bike share scheme, we've got the Beryl bikes. There's been over 40,000 journeys on those in the last few months, and we've now got this Arriva Click, so people can download Arriva Click on their phones, and then they can book one of these minibuses to come and pick them up and take them wherever they wish to go. So and also use the Travel Watford app that's got loads of information on travelling around the town. But yeah, the roads will get a bit busier, but I'm doing my best to make sure we don't see loads of congestion, because that can be a problem in Watford.
And the barrel bikes are really interesting. So how do they work? You can just go into Watford and you can just jump on one of the bikes. How very quickly, kind of, how does the barrel bike system work?
Yeah, so you just download the app for Beryl, and once you've got that, you can put some money on and you just start using them. It's a very cheap way of getting around the town, and once you get the app on your phone, you just scan it once you get to one of the bikes and it unlocks it, and just return it to one of the stations. There's loads around Watford, and throughout August, actually 20% of what you pay for the Beryl bikes is going to go to local charities. So we've had support from a generous local business in Beryl to not only are you getting fit and getting out there and cutting congestion, but you're also supporting local charities when you use the bikes in August.
That's fantastic, and exercise is so important to Watford. Local sport is too. Watford, as you probably have heard, have been in the national media this week with the sacking of Nigel Pearson at the football club. As the elected mayor, how important is it for the town of Watford to stay in the Premier League? It's really turbulent at the moment at the club.
Yeah, I think it's really important for the town. It does a lot for the town's reputation. It keeps, it puts us on the map, but also on match days, the town centre's really busy. It's noticeably busier for local businesses. So that's really important. And it's just important for everyone in Watford feeling upbeat. So of course I want Watford to stay up. I know we're 3 points clear with 2 games to left, but Arsenal and Man City are tough opponents, but I know the whole town will be behind them, hoping they can stay in the Premier League.
Any words of encouragement to the players if they're listening?
Well, actually, I got to meet Ben Foster last week because he was helping with the Beryl bikes. I know that they are hugely committed to the town, and I just think, we showed it against Liverpool that actually sometimes when we think we've not got a chance against one of the bigger teams, we can pull it out of the bag, so hopefully we can see a return of that this week.
Brilliant. Well, Peter, you're a star. Thank you very much for joining me on air, and you have a really good week.
Thanks, Noah.
OK, brilliant. That was the elected mayor of Watford, Peter Taylor. Let's get on Sigma now, featuring John Newman.